Good day, Pirate Necromancer enthusiasts. It's been a hot minute, I know, but I've had a lot of things going on. I know a lot of us just got back from Vegas. I know I have to talk about Malice. We're saving that one for now, I promise. I promise we're gonna talk about it. But I want to get a few more cards out. For now, I thought I'd do something interesting. This is actually a session I did with Justin Koo a while back where I went over a Jarl game that I won. I didn't think I played it well, but I recorded it and we went over it. And I figured might be nice to show you guys what not only a coaching session looked like, but also how we kind of played the matchup with Remembrance. And maybe it'll give you an idea of how to play the matchup without Remembrance. Enjoy the video.
Stuff, and I don't know the audio on it is weird, so I guess I got to go buy headphones and a microphone for it.
No, it was just my audio settings. I had my mic and speaker the wrong way.
Oh, I'll try to switch back then.
No, we're good. We're good. I just had to change some settings. Your side
Oh,
is
okay.
fine. Hey Lilith. Hey again, Lilith. What's up? Thank you for booking another session. And I saw that you
Oh,
wanted to go over this Jarl game that you played.
yeah. Before we continue, I just want to
Yeah,
say
go ahead.
I know you didn't win, but you heck a heck of a run, Japan.
Thank you. Yeah, I that was a pretty that was a very interesting tournament for me prep wise, and like probably was the first time in a while that I've just like leaned so heavily on my experience just to pick gravy.
I
Um,
mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like sometimes I think you said it in the guide, you didn't feel comfortable pivoting to Mario, even
yeah,
though he's probably in a better position. But like, there's nothing wrong with just playing a deck you're comfortable with.
hmm yeah, exactly. And then um, as you've seen, like the new gravy list is a lot more. Basically, there's more extremes, right? With what's in it, like the two remembrance, all the Ocelio stuff, and then I guess I'll take a look at Evans, because I just saw
I
he
think
posted
Evans
his.
was on two prismatic, three weakest link, one CNC, one swabby. I was like, it's kind of interesting. I'm since I've added the cheatings, I've myself have been debating on if we actually need three prismatics because they kind of feel clunky paying three and three of each.
Mhm. Yeah, it's interesting. It's one of those things that it's good to be critical about and like not just auto lock on three prismatics. I like this is definitely something that like I would be keen to explore, right? Having less prismatics because the second remembrance is carrying so much. Like if you like
Wait,
in my recent update, I when I was writing the explanation of second remembrance, it just let you cut so much stuff from the deck. Second remembrance makes it so you don't need second bab, you don't need in my case, I don't even think you need a second scuba. I don't even think you need sideboard blues. You can just have your crappy sunken and the hold in versus fatigue. Like it's fine because the second remembrance just means that you probably can't
it's
really
just so
lose.
versatile.
It's less versatile. Like it does one thing, which is kill fatigue, but it just
Very true.
is. It's because of its impact. I think it's so high impact. It does one thing, but it does the one thing very well that it makes up for so many other slots. Like your deck can just be so much worse against fatigue, but have two remembrance and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I think in this Yarrow game specifically, because I noticed a lot of the lists aren't playing Mage Master Boots, and I was like, okay, I've had that thought. I don't know what that does to the deck, and honestly, I felt it in this game, but it wasn't
mhm.
like it just made me play a little bit differently than I otherwise would have,
Yeah, a hundred
which I
percent,
think is the same for cheating.
100%. Like I guess that's another card. I knew I was forgetting something. That like without mage masters, it's definitely gonna be worse. Like you just don't have a boot slot in these kinds of matchups. But like I feel like the second remembrance just means that it doesn't matter. Like you don't need it, and so it's a slot that can go. Is
Yeah, and
what?
double allying actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be
Yeah,
without Mage Master Boot.
yeah. Especially since Jarl has to take two turns off to kill your compass. It often feels like you just maintain those two guys for like the rest of the game, or he can't really do much, and then you have like just infinite space, like more so than you would into like a Victor or any other guardian trying to fatigue you.
A
Like
Pleiades.
even Pleiades, like Pleiades, like sort of does a little bit more pressure, like if they righteous cleansing you or something. Right. The
Yeah,
fact
but
that
even
Jarl
then,
is
base is better to have there because it's like, oh, well, here I just fold my hand and say,
yeah,
no, you're good.
yeah, the final decision for me deciding to cut Mage Master boots was um oh sorry, no. The discussion was going with like into hard fatigue, whether you would the other consideration was to run scuttle toes into them. Into like Huntsman, Pleiades, maybe Jarl, right? Like the
Hmm.
ones that you know are just gonna like full degen fatigue you. Should you be running scuttle toes was the other consideration. And
And I'm assuming just save them for like your whaler turn to double
yeah,
whaler them.
yeah, either whaler or like I don't know, double swabby to kill them. The thing with Scuttletoes is, if you think about it critically, it only matters when it's gonna kill them, because your ally's gonna
You lose the
die. Yeah,
ally.
you lose the
Yeah.
ally. So it would have to be in a spot where the second ally swing. So you have the action point for the second ally swing, and the second alloy swing is what ends up killing them. And I imagine that it's actually way more likely that you uh that against these decks you just have like a meh turn, they hit you into your base, and then you just like drop your handful of allies, and then that actually
Yeah.
will probably come up way more than like killing somebody with
Than
Skulltoes.
the scuttle toes because like if it's whaler, it's like okay, so that means I need 7 cards to do that with whaler,
Yeah, it's like it's
assuming
impossible
you
with
play him the
Whaler.
same turn.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah, it's just not
I think the most
viable.
realistic scenario for it is like a rabble or like a leyline turn, and then like double swing one of your riggers or
A swabby, and then that
yeah, a
might do it.
swabby or a sawbones or something like that. That might be like more realistic. Like let's say they had three,
But
you go rabble
it's
six
still
six.
a small like that. The case scenario for that to come up is just.
Yeah, it
I'd rather just have base for defense.
yeah. Also, if they randomly like just decide to start killing you, I
Yeah,
I'm
that
pretty happy. Like not having to choose, like especially in the Victor, not having to choose anymore and just go base and have two remembrance in your deck. It also like ideologically just makes more sense. You want to have the equipment. You want to have the equipment that helps you not die in play, because the game is going to be shorter and you want to have it immediately. Like you don't have to find it, right? The base is just there,
yeah.
and then
And there
you
does come a point where Victor can just switch to hitting your face and kill you.
yeah. Or sometimes they decide at the start of the game. Some victors do. Um, and having base in play at the start uh is way better than having D reacts in your deck and Mage Masters equipped. Because if you build
Honestly, even oh, go ahead.
yeah, if you build your you can have the equipment that helps you not die in play immediately, and then you build your deck to not get fatigued, because if it's a aggro game, the game will be short and you're not gonna see your whole deck, so you want the thing in play. But if it's a fatigue game, you're gonna see your whole deck, so you'll be able to see all of your fatigue tools.
I mean, the that's kind of where my mind is at when it comes to base. And
Yeah,
honestly, I've played about 15 or 16 games without Mage Master Boots. And like I said earlier, while I feel the loss of Mage Master Boots, I'm never like, I really, really wanted this to be Mage Master. Like, there's times where
yeah,
I'm like, God, Mage Master Boots would be great here, but the turn is still fine even without Mage Master Boots.
yeah. I honestly have not even like come across those spots as much where like I'm like, man, I really wish I had Mage Master boots. It's
Mage Master
like
Boots, because
yeah,
I honestly, I honestly do think Gravy might just step away from them for the foreseeable future because it
yeah.
doesn't feel like we need.
I think so. I agree. Especially in the mirror base is actually I haven't tested it yet, but just uh ideologically, base is a second conquer block or a way to get started. So in case you're like losing pretty heavily
Makes
at the
sense.
start.
I
So
could see that. Actually, it's funny. That's actually why I booked the session. So, as you know, we've got Nats coming up,
yeah.
but a friend of mine found a 5K at SCG Con, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I just go play the 5K. It's like 3 hours away, and I can use it
Oh,
to test my gravy list.
yeah, that's a that's really fun.
Yeah, and if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. But I still get to test the deck
Yeah, it's
because I'm
always.
pretty sure I'm just playing gravy for Nats.
Hmm. Yeah, every tournament's always just practice for the next one. Yeah, you want to get
I don't,
started
and you,
on this,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or do you have anything else you want to
I
say?
did have some questions.
Yeah,
So
go
I
ahead.
remember earlier you said you had some comments about like Acilio and Dorinthia.
Yeah.
Prism, I feel okay into.
Hmm.
I've played that matchup a bunch.
Yeah.
I'm not the most confident gravy into Prism,
Hmm.
but it's not like I'm not gonna doom and be like, oh, this matchup is unwinnable. It's like, no, there's
Yeah.
there's a line here. We just gotta find it. But Dory and Acilio just continue to be like I feel at least 60 or 70% confident into every hero in this game except those two.
Yeah, I agree. So I think these are actually our only two bad matchups. So um Ocilio is kind of interesting with like how the list has transformed. I think Evan's game is a pretty good example of like what you have to do. Like unfortunately he ended up losing, but he was actually really close
Really
to.
close.
Yeah, he was really close for a game that like just kind of did nothing, right? Like Ocilio is kind of fatigable. And then if they so it's interesting. I was actually thinking about Arcanite Skullcap as well, and some gravies at Yoko were doing this. I think Felipe was. But anyway, uh, f- uh, Evan was on AB2, which helps you stop surge, which helps you race better, and that's what he was on, right? I think I don't even think he had amulets. Yeah, no amulets. Oh wait,
No,
he
he had
has
two
two. He
amulets in
has
his
two.
lift.
Okay. So yeah, when you have the attacks, it's weird. If you are smashing them with disruptive attacks, the skull cap doesn't do anything. But if you end up in that spot where you're just kind of losing, and then you just have to try and fatigue, skull cap is amazing in that spot. I think if he was on skull cap, he just like I think Michael's maybe fatigued.
He
So
could have won that game because he was very close to getting there at the end.
yeah, exactly. So it's a deck building thing where you kind of decide. I felt like going straight for fatigue was just not enough. It's like barely not enough. It's weird. You have to end up in that spot, and when you end up in that spot, you probably weren't like didn't build your deck with Skullcap in it. He was on AB2,
Hmm.
which helps tremendously stopping Surge and actually allows you to win races against Ocilio. Like I played a couple
I
games into I was testing so before the Pro Tour, that's the only games I played was Ocilio. Um After deciding I was gonna play Gravy. I just played a bunch of
mhm.
Ocilio games and it really did feel uh uh super super fine slash winnable, like especially with the disruptive attacks. Like I even played the Osiro side for some of them and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like I'm ruined.
Yeah, I did a couple of Acilio games testing games today, and they definitely felt better than they used to. But I don't know, it's just something about Acilio when I play. They're like, I get the combo turn too, and I'm like, I don't know how I can beat that.
Yeah, definitely. So it's the kind of thing where like I've had to like process this too, where when you lose to Acilio, you have to think about if any other hero would have won in this spot anyway, and the answer
Yeah.
a lot of the times is just no. Like
No,
when
they would.
what
Yeah,
right when they just go when they like turn zero setup next turn go off and it's like I'm dead and this is a bad matchup, but like really who is winning this game, right? Who is
that's
beating
kind
this
of where my
Acilio
mind
draw?
like. After the third game, my kind of mind, I was like, I was trying to think of like, how could I won? And I was like, I don't know if any hero could have won this because there was like, you went like double Sigil of Brilliance, drew like 4 cards on the turn, double COV. I
Yeah,
was like, I don't know any hero that can win this. And I was like, maybe I don't want to sack the Cilio matchup because it's such a prevalent hero, but I definitely want to feel prepared. And honestly, the weakest links definitely have been putting in work.
yeah. I agree. I really like the attacks. They also double as prison poppers to make that matchup like way
Oh my
easier.
god! I played into a prism the other day, and those pop the because it was it 7 poppers in the deck,
Yeah,
8 poppers
yeah,
in the deck.
yeah.
I
It's
was,
so
they're
many.
like, why are you playing so many poppers? I was
Uh,
like, it's not for you. I promise. You just kind of take a stray.
Collateral damage. Yeah. So
Exactly. But we can do this Jarl game. This is a game
okay.
I feel confident about, but I know I probably could have optimized a little better. There
Mhm.
were some decisions that I think I could have made. We won in the end, which is like, yeah, you won, but it's
Mhm.
like, what could we have done better to maybe make this game better? Because I think I only had 3 cards in deck at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that. So let's go through it. Let's get started. Yeah, the Jarl board. To start. Ooh, this is funny.
Oh yeah, you're looking at my opening hand.
I think hmm, pretty sure I'm playing the port side here. Hmm. And then I guess one thing is you would look at the Jarl equipment if that changes anything. He's on Stalagmite. I don't know if this tells us anything. I think Degen Jarls will. Oh, okay. There's two things here. He's on Stalagmite and he's not on Bodge.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is just like um wrong deck building or something from the Jarl side. Uh, I know some
Yeah, I
Jarls
don't
have
know enough about
Rampart,
y'all.
and then one thing is if you see Rampart, they're definitely gonna try and fatigue you.
Definitely on fatigue, degen fatigue.
Yeah, and then if they have Bodge, it just supports this. If a deck is presenting Cop instead of Bodge, and Bodge is like probably in their 80, it means that they want to lean
And
more aggressive because the
still in the
crown.
meta, so almost every deck is playing Bodge unless they
Yeah,
just have something better, like
yeah,
Fletch Bag.
yeah, exactly. So when a deck presents Crown of Providence in the gravy instead of Bodge, it means they don't want to block Conk, which means they want to keep their hand. So this is just some thoughts. Obviously, this could just be completely wrong, but like um
Now that you say it, that makes sense because like in the games I'm thinking, I see the headpiece. I'm like, this headpiece is either Cop to block Conk or Flesh Bag to like stop my turn.
yeah,
And if it's not those two, it's like Bodge, but that's the mirror.
yeah, Bodge is so Bodge is the best when you're trying to fatigue gravy because it's just an extra 3 HP. So here playing the port side. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because in my head I was like, okay, it sucks to port side my remembrance, but worst comes to worst, I can
Yeah.
just use Scuba to get it back.
Mhm. I think I would probably port side the ley line. Yeah, I think I probably would have port side the ley line. Um, and
My
then
only
try.
thought process, because I thought about that too, my thought process was I need to arsenal something here. And I don't want to
Ah,
arsenal the Fabled. So I was like, at least if I arsenal the Prismatic, if I draw a blue attack, then I get to play it out, do my turn. Whereas like if I arsenal the Remembrance, I don't. The game just started. I have 0 targets for it. It does nothing for me.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. I think that's pretty heads up. I think because yeah, you don't have an arsenal card. Leaving the ley line is better, and then if you scuba back a ley line, so it's the same thing. You maintain the same thing because you're gonna scuba back one of them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no way
And
for the
also
yeah.
it turns on Sunken Treasure, which like I don't want to flip my Remembrance down, but I
Yeah,
will if I
I
have
agree.
to.
Well, sunken would get turned on both ways, but yeah.
Yeah.
Here also okay. Here I think it's weird because it's Jarl. Um, so you
So you're
see,
thinking I should have played out the Avasti because I was kind of thinking the same thing.
yeah, yeah, because it's a remembrance on top. So if you, so you only have one more look at anything decent. Well, one more,
The
and
thing
then you get the
is,
compass, or you pitch your gold to riches.
yeah. Funny thing is, that's kind of the reason why I didn't want to play out the Avasti because I was like, okay, I haven't made an ally. He's gonna hit my face. I'd like to keep a card to block because I know I'm gonna have a minimum 2 no blocks in hand next turn.
Hmm. I think
And
the problem is the having the card to so think about it this way, right? So if the Avast, let's say you do Arsenal Ley line and you have Avasti, Riches, Remembrance, and +1. That plus basically, if you're devoting the Avasti third like card in hand to
Mhm.
block, um, the amount of cards, or you'd have to see 2 cards in a row, which are a blue and then an ally, to actually have a decent turn, right? Because if uh the Avasti gets blocked with, you still need a starter and an ally. So I
Yeah.
think I would probably play this out, especially with how he presented, because it's like a slightly higher chance that he tries to kill you. Because some Jarls do that, like some people do that.
Yeah, Jarl does. Like, they'll take chance to hit you in the game. It's not like, oh, you didn't play an ally, they're just gonna do nothing past. No, they're gonna hit you
Yeah,
sometime.
exactly. So I think playing the Avasti out, even though you want to maintain it in deck because it's Jarl, like I would
That
rather
makes sense.
have see one more card here. So
I was kind of the internal debate in my head, and I was like, do I see the one card or do I keep it? I decided keeping it back for blocks would be better than seeing the one card, but at the same
yeah,
time, it probably objectively would have been better just to play it out and not do anything with it.
yeah. I find the hardest games actually, the hardest fatigue games are the ones where you have a slow start. They actually pressure they actually threaten killing you. So you have to block with a decent amount of stuff, and then they swap to fatigue, and then you get fatigue that way. Yeah, I find that's the
That was kind of
only.
my thought process, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay, if this is early enough, I don't want to have 2 no blocks in my hand,
yeah,
especially 2 no blocks that I really don't want to feed to base.
yeah,
Like feeding riches and a remembrance to base is not where I want to be,
yeah,
which is the reason I kept it because I was like, I can at least put like my headpiece and a Vasti to block a crush effect or like block something else.
yeah. And
It
here,
works out in the end, but
yeah,
just
we rewarded exactly blue and an Alanta.
exactly.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
I was like, oh, this is such a rewarding turn. But it was a riskier than I needed it to be. It also helps that I think all he did was swing hammer, which is like,
Yeah,
okay. I
and
was
all,
expecting worse
and
than this.
also, so the moment you see a remembrance in their deck, like now you know they're just gonna degen you. Like
Yeah.
they didn't do anything, and they have remembrance in their deck.
I mean, I think that's just like what most guardians that aren't Vauld are doing anyway. It's just like
Yeah,
degen trying to fatigue you.
yeah. You should be careful with that mindset because like Victor actually can threaten both. I think the good Victors will threaten both. Um I think that's the main point of optimization for Victors, that they're not doing as much.
I mean, well, they kind of just have to, but they also get to because Goldwing
Mm-hmm.
Estate is a card that exists,
Yeah.
and they get so much value off of those clashes.
Yeah, pushing remembrance. I like that.
Yeah, because I was like, there's nothing like I really wanted to have an arsenal, but there's just nothing to arsenal. So I was like, you know what, we'll just pitch these back in the deck. Start go with a 4 card hand, just
I think
be sad.
I think here uh I would gravy first. So
Okay,
3 12 gravy first. Uh to get more allies in bin. I think,
so
or well, I think you might end up doing the same thing, but gravy first because you need the threads resource to be able to discard both allies so you can compass later. I think this is super minor. I think it probably doesn't change much because of the amount of your resources. So here, this is the main thing I disagree with, by the way. Compassing here. It,
okay.
oh, you end up. Oh, here. Okay, so you end up pitching an ally. I would rather just gravy here. Um, Gravy here and then threads tipple. Yeah, I would gravy. I would gravy leyline threads tipple. Especially against Jarl, because your hero gets taxed like a ton later on when you're rumming. Especially if your compass gets blown up, your hero gets taxed a lot. I really like
Yeah, and he does
getting all the
compass. He
allies
does
in
want to
there.
compass. I think after this turn, because I don't lose my Swabby or my Sawbones here.
Yeah, I really like just getting every ally into the grave when I can. So like, having an opportunity here to get 2 of them in, I would have taken that. So you end up doing this. You get ice And I think you saw this blue on top, and then that lets you do this. Okay.
Yeah, because I compassed for blue on top. I was like, okay, I can play through a frostbite. I'd rather not crack the gold, but I also want to develop allies while I have my compass.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it would be okay to crack the gold, play through the frostbite, and still get to swing my swabby for 7 or
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, I think that was a. I think that was fine cracking the gold there to put the Swabby in play. And he hammers. Something of note, he took damage for this card. Like, he took a hook for this card. Huh. Wait, let me think if I would swell here first. There's like Scoundrel and stuff. So you have 2 gold right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, and I see loot the hold and call on top, and I was like, this is a very interesting spot to be in.
Yeah, I think graving here first is fine. And then you see this and you're like, oh my god, you have so many resources. I think now I would. Yeah, this or cracking gold first is fine.
Yeah, because I cracked the gold because I saw the call, and I was like, okay, so I could set up 2, or I just like call for a chum or something. I don't remember what ally I got here.
Yeah.
I think it was chum.
You have so many
Yeah,
resources.
because chum represents the most resources.
Yeah, since there's no more Swabby. Okay, you get stalagmited again, which is good.
I mean, yeah, but it gets rid of the stalag. Like as soon as I saw their stalagmite was done, I was like, cool. I don't have to worry about you taxing me anymore.
Yeah, I think at this spot you just have to pop the gold. Oh, I would compass before this one, like before you call, like compass and just see if it's worth burning gold.
Oh, makes sense because like, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you might see
Because
like a port side on top or something like that, and then now you.
and then I want to have that in Arsenal set
Yeah,
up because I saw the Humperdinck and I was like, God, I really don't want that to be Humperdinck.
yeah. So you could have seen a different card.
And I draw that hand and I was like, this hand's not great.
Hmm. Okay, I think here, if you were gonna get the chum anyway, so here he has 5 cards, right? So attacking will do 0 damage. Attacking would do 0 damage. So I
So you
would
think I should
just
set up another ally?
just you can either set up an ally or that's a good question. Chum, I would definitely chum discard the rigor mortis, right? So right now you have this. So yeah, actually, so you'd be here, then you pop gold, and then you have 2 resources. Interesting. I
Yeah,
typically,
I could have, because I could have, yeah, activated. Yeah, I could have played the chum, pitched the sunken treasure instead,
yeah,
activated chum, discard the riggy, and then play the rigor mortis and
yeah,
say clear my board.
yeah. I think that's
Okay.
probably, but it's either that or not playing the rigor mortis. But I think playing the rigor mortis is probably good enough here.
No, I think playing the rigor mortis there too, because like I don't. It's like you're right. He kept his full grip, so
Yeah,
like
especially
again,
most Jarls don't have Go Again anymore, or even Midas Touch. So
yeah, because they still got E strike.
yeah, some of them don't, like the Teclo Foundry guy, the who's probably the
Oh,
most
and they're
popular.
not playing what's it colors as much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like the most popular Jarl list right now has 0 ways to kill 2 allies. So I think setting up more allies is like more allowable. It's scary like playing allies without swinging them, but Jarl is probably the one matchup that it's fine because it
I mean,
protects your
worst comes to
compass.
worst. Worst comes to worst, they play like sense weakness, and you activate chum. Or
You have
if they
base.
do play sense weakness, you
You
just get
have base for sense. So against everybody that isn't Lyeth, the sense will never connect. I guess unless they do like a big cast homes, but like whatever.
It's
I
funny
don't.
because that actually came up the other day into a Volda who did play Sense Weakness. So I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. I'm
Was it?
very glad I played base.
Yeah, you should. That's another like side effect of just like not having mage masters. You just always have the base.
Because like every time I've wanted to block something, I'm like, God, I wish this Mage Masters was base. I've
Yeah.
never had a situation where I was like, I wish this base was Mage Masters.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, then you get frozen here. Okay. Okay. Compass last time. Okay. See a sawbones on top. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think this turn wasn't great, if I remember correct. Yeah, I think I just gravy away the Whaler, play Sawbones from hand, pitching Riches, and pass.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I can't. There's no blue starter. There's no way to play another ally. Attacking doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think I agree with this. You just want to try and maintain the board that you have and have another 6 ally. Yeah, I agree with this. And now you're gonna kill him. Bro is dead.
Yeah, I saw my next hand and I was like, oh, yeah, very much rewarded for that play. And I think they wanted to, they went to go use Okanol Chum, and in my head I was like, please
And
don't hit the undo
and then
button.
I guess this doesn't help as much now because like he's gonna fatigue you, but you look at his cards in his deck and he has Frostfang and Pummel. He played a Frostfang also a while ago, so like now you know that his deck is a bunch of 2 blocks, so you don't have to go too hard on like having to go over fatigue here. Okay, what do we do here? I guess
this was one I was a little questionable about. I cheated on the swell, intending for them to block it. Because I wanted them to use more cards from hand to block that swell out.
Yeah, I agree with this. Yeah.
In my head, I was like,
I agree. It also gives you more on hit like total.
Yeah, it spreads the on hits out across the turn. If they want a crown, I'm just like, cool. Well, you still had to block my swell.
It's less about spreading. It's more of if you put the cheating on the conch, it's 11 worth of on hit plus a hook. Whereas if you put the cheating on the swell, it's 6 plus 8, so 14 worth of on hit. So it's harder for them to block out the whole thing.
That makes sense. Because I was like, you're just gonna give me your crown anyway to block this. You'll probably let it hit.
Yeah.
And if you don't give me your crown, I'm chilling either way.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to arsenal that tipple.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't do any. He's never gonna do anything with the gold.
You said it yourself in the I think in the guide where it's like, don't be afraid to just like lose the wager because you can always just steal the gold back.
Yeah. And like if they're not gonna do anything with the gold, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. This is Jarl. What is he gonna do with an extra card?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is another situation where I would gravy first, especially with
2 allies.
Great. Yeah, would gravy first here. So 2 things. Gravy first because you have 2 allies. Well, I guess it's 3 things. Gravy first here. Number 1, you have 2 allies. Number 2, Rabble is a really good arsenal. So you would rather not pitch it, especially in 2A, because you already have a Rabble at the bottom right now. So it's not required to have another Rabble, right? You really just want to have like the exact number later on, enough just to resolve your ley lines. And then number 3, because we have Scoundrel in the deck now.
This, I think I made a decision here that I'm not 100% certain on.
Yeah.
I played an ally instead of swinging with Chum.
Okay, let's see what happen. Let's see what happens next. But I can sort of see why maybe you would do this. Let's see.
I was just moving because I was thinking, putting stuff in my head.
Mhm.
Because I was like, I could swing Chum and I could get the 2 value on the ley line, or I could make another ally, lose the value on the ley line, but have something else he has to kill. And yeah, I think that's what I did here. Didn't need to tap dead threads, but yeah, I played a second Chum.
So here, I see. Okay, so you just play the second Chum. Interesting. 6. Of note, this is one of the turns where you would be able to attack for 6 with the Chum, and it would be hooked. And so he either has to have a D-React in Arsenal, or he can't kill Chum and block the hook. Does that make sense? Like, just with his remaining cards. So this would actually be a productive league turn. So it didn't have to be an off turn.
So it would have been better to just
attack,
send the Chum
I think.
at the face. Okay.
I think so.
This was one of the turns where I was like, I don't know if this decision is correct. It's the one I'm going to make, but this is one of those turns like I'm going to question this turn.
Yeah. So because of the so remaining blocks and the fact that it's a hook and it's a Chum, it would require all their cards to be ideal, i.e. direct in Arsenal, or 2-card way to kill Chum in Arsenal, to be able to deny hook and kill Chum, which
I
is
kept the swell because I saw there was a cheating on top. I was like, God, this hand was so close to being good.
So you kept this because you... Wait, which one? What cheating on top?
Arsenal the swell, because when I went with the rabble, I saw there was a cheating on top, and I said, okay, I'm going to keep the swell to pair with the cheating next turn.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. So this is this turn.
Yeah.
So
and then I was just looking at the back alley, and I was like, that would have been so good if you were 1 card lower.
So he ends up killing the Chum. Oh, okay. So your line ended up panning out because he did have a 3-for-7 in Arsenal. So he would have blocked 6 and then killed the Chum. I don't know why why did he overpitch? He could have just had like a CNC in Arsenal to kill your next Chum. Anyway.
It felt weird to me. I was like, okay. Yeah, and the hero's like, cool, you did the thing I wanted you to do because I wanted you to block this so I could discard the sunken.
Yeah, and then you Avasi this guy. Yeah, you can play one of your guys. Yeah. This looks good to me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like playing this out for no value, but
yeah,
it's fine. Like I played, so one of my friends, David, he was playing Jarl, and he brought something up to me last time I played him. He's like, yeah, just play your ally out like it's pitch. You're just pitching just to pitch. You're not gonna get to attack with them, but you're still getting cards out of your hand. You're still filtering through the deck, and you get to your end game threats faster. You don't have to attack every single turn. And I was like, wow, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, and I was like, I really kind of want to play this Avasti. So I can conk Avasti ally. I think I'm pretty sure I Gravy away the rigor, if I remember what I did correctly.
Oh my god, I just realized that I wasn't streaming my screen to you, so we're not synced up. We're roughly on the same turns, but...
Oh no, I'm also watching the game back on my screen.
Yeah, exactly. So like, cause I'm like skipping forward a bit sometimes, pausing sometimes. So we're
Honestly, I'm with you.
roughly on the same turn.
You're actually a little behind me, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. So
We
here
end
I
up, yeah, this is,
yeah, here I agree with like not doing much. It's fine.
yeah,
Um
like, I think him saying, yeah, sometimes you just have to just not do something. Like, it feels weird to play the
yeah.
ally, not swing it, like, not swing the one you have on board,
So
but
the like definitely like playing an ally and not swinging the one on board. Um it's a lot more like you're allowed to play this way a little bit more because of how we see the Jarl has sideboarded, where he has some two
Mhm.
blocks and the situation, right? No remembrance is cast yet, and he's already out of armor. So I think I would feel a lot. I would be pretty comfortable with the spot we're in right now. You have a gold. You can do that. Yeah, it looks like a gravy to me.
and I draw another conch, and I was like, oh, I wish this would have been in blue.
Oh, when I
Or
was
no, sorry, I draw two.
yeah, when I was skimming. Oh, it's here. When I was skimming through this game, this is one of the turns I saw. So now you have another ally. Okay, okay. Uh, Interesting. I think there's a case here to just discard to just play the chum. I guess
Really?
you don't have to dis. Oh, you can also just double ally here. But then he just leaves a chum in place, so never mind. So I think like just playing a chum here is fine, maybe. Because now you have a Konkin arsenal and you get to keep all your gold. The other line is hmm, it's because your gravy's
I I
already
got
tapped.
aggressive with this one, with this turn.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. So the other way to do it is like hmm. So generally I just dislike popping gold with my allies with
Mhm.
the yellow because it feel like if I'm popping gold, it means that I've already gravied, and so every ally in my deck that I draw here is like just a -1 gold.
And it's not set up. And you've been to gold to not set up an ally in the grave.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's just like I'm just -1 gold, right? Like there's a decent. I don't know how many allies are in your deck at this point. Maybe like 6 or something like that. Um, 5 or 6 maybe. So, those guys are just like baubles, right? If you pop your gold,
To
it's
the
just
world.
-1. So here you
I
draw,
draw a second conch, and I was
yeah,
like, oh,
and now you're one resource short of double conking, and then now you're, the fate is tempting you to just pop another gold, and then imagine what
which is,
happens,
I think, what I did here.
and then what happens if you draw an ally?
I was in my head. I was like, I'm in for a penny. I'm in for a pound. We're gonna see what happens.
Oh, okay. I actually, I would have. So if you count your resource here, you have 7 right now. So I would have, if I was popping gold here, I would pop with the blue. Seven forty
Honestly, I should have
six.
just done that. I don't know why I didn't just do it with the loot the hold.
Would probably just play Chum Arsenal Conk and be and have a Conk in Arsenal and 4 gold to try and push next turn. In your current spot, would just pitch a blue to try and draw a blue and double Conk.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think I tunnel vision because I just should have. Now that I think about it, yeah, I just should have pitched the blue because I want blue and pitch for the conch.
Yeah, you have enough resources.
Yeah, I
Oh,
should just pitch the blue. And then
you,
I find it, and I was like, cool, I get to do what I want.
so yeah, if you pitch the blue, you just 16, you just 20 damage here, double conk. Then here, what ends up happening? So you end up calling him, he takes 1, and then it dies anyway. You end up
Yeah,
floating
and I
2
was like,
resource.
cool, and I just get to play a Sawbones for free.
Wait, why? Oh, Avasi. Okay, gotcha.
Avasti.
Okay, okay. So it ended up being okay.
I definitely gambled. I was like, because I looked at my bin, I was like, I've
I think
seen most of my reds. I've
so.
seen most of my allies. It was
It's
definitely a gamble.
it's interesting here. So actually, in this spot, I'm not sure if you should. I'm not sure if you should be playing Sawbones out. Because Chum is a. Because we've been playing a couple allies already without being able to swing them, right? Just to like keep the ally thing
Keep
going.
the ally count up. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Mm. Okay, never mind. No, 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 no. Okay, okay. I think I agree with playing the Sawbones. What I was thinking about is sometimes you just want to let them like be fine with them resetting your board if it's a chum in play because there's a non-zero chance that they don't have a way to kill chum. And by
Yeah, because
playing a
Jarl
Sawbone,
runs enough cards to not be able to consistently clear Chum all the time.
yeah, exactly. So when you play a Sawbones out and it doesn't get the swing, now they get to hammer the Sawbones where there's a chance they wouldn't have been able to clear the chum. They did
That makes
keep
sense.
they did keep cards in hand, so they probably do have a way to kill the chum. So by playing another target out, you just get to keep an ally in play. So I think it's fine. I think especially
That
with
was
double remembrance in your deck, you can just play like this just so you always have an ally on board.
that was my head. That was my thought process. Like after you blew up my compass, I was basically like, how do I always keep one ally, even if he's
Yeah,
gonna kill another one?
yeah, definitely. So here he hammers, and a decent assumption would be the Arsenal's like a way to kill Chump. So you have a tip to barkeep. Hmm. Um. How do I play this? Uh.
In my head, I was like, is there a way I can get this Anka into the bin and still use the tip?
You can. Huh.
Yeah,
Mm,
weird hand, weird turn. The
there's
turn also could have just been play tip, play rigor, play tip, give them gold. No, that was the way. That was the reason I did what I did because I knew I wanted to put the tip on the bottom of the deck and it wouldn't go to the graveyard.
yeah. This is true.
That was the reason I played the way I did.
You could just play the tip and hardcast Anka, and
True.
then have a scoundrel in Arsenal for go 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 next turn.
Well, I kept the scoundrel for this turn anyway. I think
I think, yeah, I
the
think
scoundrel.
play tip and play out. Okay.
Scoundrel has surprisingly become one of my favorite Arsenal targets.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it comes up. It's not like I know that sometimes you'll like strand a card in Arsenal and it just kind of dies there, and I'm like, no, it's not, I'm actually not finding that
Oh,
often.
here. So this is when I was skimming this game. This was the one that I. This is the turn that I immediately spotted. So you do not. So rum is precious, and you only use rum if you're gonna leak a decent amount of damage. Only use rum if you're gonna leak, because if you think about it, think about it as when you burn rum, it allows you to get your combos back for one turn. Like that's how I think
Okay,
of it.
so
So you
this
don't
should have
want.
been
Yeah, this should have been just like do nothing. Because if
yeah.
you by using this rum here, right, when you rum, play rigor, and swing it, he has 5 cards here. The rigor swing isn't gonna do anything. The only thing this rigor did, the rigor, yeah, playing out. The only thing that playing out the rigor did was that you get to keep your chum. So the swing didn't like the swing does nothing here. I think it actually does 0.
Mhm.
So you could just, if you wanted to, play out the rigor and then swing the play out the rigor and pass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Instead of burning your rum. Like you'd rather,
Instead of burning the room.
yeah, you'd rather save your rum. And I guess this is a good part to talk about, like what I was talking about with Jarl. So against Jarl, you don't wanna always keep or the against Jarl after compass gets blown up, there comes a point where you should stop playing out allies just to keep one on board.
Mhm.
Especially if the one you have on board is a chum. Chum is the worst one to like be doing this. So ideally, like in a perfect world, you would play out all your chums early, and then when he does the compass blow up thing, you just start chaining your quote unquote good offensive allies. So the 5, 6, or
Your
7s.
Sawbones, your Riggers, your Swabbies.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine if like this whole game, right? You've had this chum on board, then you play a different ally which doesn't get to swing, and then they kill that ally and the chum stays alive. So imagine what happens if this chum instead was just one of the offensive allies. So let's say it's a rigger. Then you give it go again, you swing that, then you play another rigger, then they kill one. So instead of having a chum in play this whole game, you would have had a rigger in play this whole game.
A Rigger in play, which is a sledge that's for 1.
Yeah. So it's less worth.
Sounds like Oyston, they suck to kill, but like at the end of the day, there's a 3 and a 4. They're not like
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
not big numbers. They're not chunks of your life. 4 is just give a card.
Yeah, it lets you. So having a chum or an Oysen in play means that like if you have a good turn that converts itself, like without having to pitch to an ally, so, like pop gold, Candle Conk, something like that, right? And then you just get to swing the chum at the end. It's a nice way to convert that hand cleanly offensively. But like this line of like where you play out an ally to keep preserving one on board, if it's a chum, it's less likely to always be correct to do. Does that make sense? Like if your remaining ally was a rigger, like I would keep playing an ally here. But because it's a chum and you have a rum and the rigger is your last offensive ally in your graveyard, right?
Because like I could keep the Rigger for like a conk turn.
Yeah,
And then use the rum to play the Rigger on a conk turn.
Yeah,
but, like,
exactly.
either you're not blocking the conk or you're not blocking the Rigger. You're not fully blocking out both.
Yeah, exactly. You want to use the rum when you're gonna overload blocks. So because this is what happens when you keep playing out an ally, you end up just running out of them. So there comes a point where so after the compass gets blown up, you definitely should burn some allies just to do this, because you don't have enough rum and call babs to facilitate normal turns, right?
But once you get low enough, you really got to play a little more
Exactly.
conservatively.
Yeah, once you get low enough, you're like, having an ally on board isn't gonna do anything anymore. So now I don't want to burn valuable cards in deck to have an ally on board, because with a Robin play, I just get to
take a little bit of damage if we need to.
Yeah, it's less about taking damage, but more of like
and preserving your threats.
Yeah,
preserve. The deck only has so many after
yeah,
they're gone.
exactly. You get to play more like this because of the remembrances in the deck, so you can shuffle back allies, but shuffle back allies and go again, which is the main bottleneck. So like rums and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think here, like, see, this swing does nothing. I think he does the same thing if he has like infinite cards. Yeah.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, had I not had the rum and I kept the rigger, this could have been Call to the Grave, Back Alley, Break Line. Actually, no, I don't have a second ally, though. That's a weird one.
Yeah, so let's say you have just a rigger in graveyard and then he kills a chum here, you can just do like you can just do conk, you can do tip call, so you have a blue in graveyard, and then play the rigor mortis and swing. So you can go like conk rigger and end up with a rum still in play.
Remember what I call here. Oh, I call Scuba because I want to put the Prismatic back in deck.
Probably the Remembrance, right?
Or not, sir. Remembrance back in deck.
In your one rum it, yeah. Okay.
Because I was like, I really need to get this Remembrance back in the deck. Because at this point, I'm like, I'm super low on allies.
Yeah,
I think this Remembering Conqueror is going to be my out here.
Here is, oh, your arsenal is, What's your is it? Oh right. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. What I do here? I don't think I would do this though. I think I
Okay.
would. So yeah, I guess keeping with the theme of the last point was preserve rum for actual push turns. Uh, So what would I do in this case? If you have another chum, this is a good time to get it out. Like just tip call for another chum. Tip call for preserve rum for actual push turns. Would just set up again here. Call tip. Call chum tip. I would do. Right? You still have a chum? Yes, you do. Yeah. I would just play
Yeah,
another
it's still
chum here.
one chum left in the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, the main thing here is like the rum is really for push turns. And while you do want to get the remembrance, you do want to swing with the scuba to get the remembrance back. The rum is just so valuable.
This confused me a little bit, but in hindsight, it makes sense to kill scuba.
Yeah, killing scuba here is just correct. Remembrance back to scuba and then the two conks. Yeah.
Oh. I was like, all right, this is a good time to just go ahead and use that remembrance.
It
Keep
might
an ally in the deck.
it might actually better it might actually be better to might be better to not remembrance scuba and just remembrance the thing he's getting back. So like just the ley line straight, I think might be
Oh, I
better.
got you. Straight up to get the ley lines.
Yeah, because in order to convert your scuba, you have to give it go again, or keep this ally chain going, right?
Converting the ley line is just like have a
Yeah,
blue attack
yeah, exactly.
or have a red attack, which we will
Yeah,
do because I'm getting conks back.
yeah, exactly. You have to do this, and then the question is if you're cheating. Probably not, especially because call is like too good. Then you can hook. Oh, you hook that because you're gonna play Oisin. Okay, this is
I'm gonna play
fine.
with Snoop.
Yeah, I like this.
So like I have the
It's like just full setup. Yeah.
really wanted that call to the grave.
Wait, what? Oh, what's his arsenal? Okay, so his arsenal wasn't the way to kill Chum, because he plow
No,
under
it
from
wasn't.
hand. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what his arsenal was, but it had to be something he just didn't want.
Yeah. Give a gold.
Doesn't have an arsenal, but this is still a go again.
I think you don't have any allies. If you had a random ally to play here, I think this is not good enough to push.
No, I didn't. The only ally that's in the bin right now is Whaler.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because it's not like nothing's gonna happen here, so you're gonna do 11 damage. So that's you get the leak 2, and then he hammers the Oyston. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? Probably. You have a rum in play? Yeah, probably. I don't think I would. I think I would just play the rum here, and then play the loot the hold pass. Because I think you're using a conk to push 2 damage, right? Which I think is not good enough. So here he ends up blocking his tunic. What? Okay. And then your next turn is this guy. So if you think about it, you would have been able to go tip. So this turn you would have been able to go tipple Kong, Roman ally out, and swing.
Mm-hmm. Throw him out the chum.
Yeah, which is gonna do more because he has to keep. So 1 and then 8. You leak 2. Leak 3 if he has a way. Oh no, he has to keep 3. You leak 5 if he has the way to kill the chum. 5 and then like gold on hits and stuff.
Yeah.
And then here again, similar theme. I wouldn't rum this because
the rum to play the chum.
I wouldn't rum this because it doesn't. This swing doesn't do anything. And because this swing doesn't do anything, I would just play another tip and do nothing instead. Like this is, I think you're seeing my point here of like, you don't really have to maintain a board anymore. Because
half the point matters.
Yeah, don't have to maintain a board anymore. And if you were more conservative with rum, you would have 3. You would have 3 or 4
damage turns, but more power turns.
Yeah, you would have 3 or 4 rum in play right now, and could play the rest of the game with your compass. Yeah, exactly. And then now it's just like a normal fatigue game. Like I have my compass, I have my remembrance. You're gonna get Leyline Kong swing, right? Like the rest of this game,
whatever I want now.
Exactly, right? Like it's just it's a normal Tuesday, right? From this point on, if you just have 4 rum in play, but now you kind of still have to work.
Okay, that now from that perspective, that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Like,
See, it makes so much more sense, right? Yeah, it makes so much more sense when you realize that, where it's like, if I have like 4 turns left in this fatigue game and I have 4 rum, I just have my compass back.
Yeah, for 4 turns I have a compass.
Yeah.
Assuming I don't see a rum anywhere else in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think he boulder drops me, and I was like, I don't know if I care about this with 4 gold up.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, you could even cop here, depending on.
I thought about that, but then I was like, I can just pitch to gold and throw 2 conks.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have crown, so he can't just like protect. Because he's gonna block the first one, and then I just get to free hook the second one.
Yeah. I agree. And then you still have another remembrance at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still have the second one.
Okay. Here I would so because you know that you're gonna how many I would count the amount of ways to discard allies in my deck currently. So like
okay.
I would count my tipple portside bones before gravying. If they're or be cognizant of where they are.
Oh, I see. And then you use pitch to gold, maybe you draw one.
Yeah.
And then you have a different way to keep gravy untapped. So if you get rum, you could do something with that.
Yeah, or just to not keep gravy untapped, but you get this dig for you get the basically I guess this is like a spot for a heuristic of like, if you're gonna eye proc and gravy, you would rather do the eye first because that means your gravy is more filtered.
Yeah, and I thought about that as soon as I did it. I was like, "Yep, I should have."
Yeah, exactly.
The back alley, and I was like, I should have just pitched eye to gold.
Yeah, exactly. So you get the instead of a random gravy, you get the gravy after you've done your eye ops, which may not mean that you're gonna know what you're gonna gravy, but it's not gonna be something you don't want.
And then people have remembrance, which I'm like, cool. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't plan on getting to the point where remembrance is gonna matter.
Yeah.
And I think I just pitched to Anka and pass.
Oh, yeah. For the
Honestly,
gold.
now that I think about it, I could have just done this in the first place and used Anka to discard the Riggy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure what's left in your deck at this point. it's the last couple, and
Murder
you
Shadows.
really just need to resolve Whaler, like resolve one big turn and then a Whaler, and then you're like he's dead. So keep a Oh, here you can see your whole deck.
Yeah.
So your only ally left is the Rigor Mortis and the Whaler, right? Is it?
Yeah, and then I was like, I can call Back Alley, and I was like, wait, Back Alley's in my hand. I'm crazy.
So here I would. What's your arsenal again?
Arsenal's a Murderous Rabble.
I see. Okay. Just okay.
I just swung the Rabble to Arsenal to call.
Okay. In this spot, it might be like better just the Rabble Whaler and how do you? So how do you? What? Let's look at your deck here. And from this spot, what kind of turns can you still make? So you have infinite rum. Oh, so this is what I was talking about with I guess
Saving
another way to
rum
put
with the-
yeah. So um you want to balance the amount of allies you have and the amount of action points you'll be able to generate. So here, because we played out allies a little bit too much, we still have 3 ways to make action points and no more allies to
No
burn them
ally.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So our last couple turns here are gonna be the prismatic rigor, the prismatic rabble rigor turn, and then the whaler turn. Which could be like a loot to hold whaler. An arsenaling call here is fine. It's weird. I might just like did you just call do you know where stuff are? If you know where stuff are, it's you can just like do nothing here.
And pass.
Yeah, and
So,
pass.
yeah, I think it is just objectively correct just to not do that because there was like no reason to make the play that I ended up making because I still need the rum to do anything.
Yeah.
I think here in my head I'm like I'm gonna put the Back Alley back in the deck, Arsenal to call, and then that will be my whaler turn.
Yeah, I think this is totally reasonable. So now you have remembrance. Oh, I see. We didn't because we didn't put back a remembrance with the scuba a while ago. We put it in now. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
We put in a ley
And then he
line.
pulses, and I was like, I don't care, I don't have equipment, and since I don't have rum, I'll just use the call to get the Back Alley and make that my turn.
I guess okay. So just to look into my thought process here for fatigue. Now that we still have second remembrance, so when you call here, or at least let's take a look at the rest of your deck and then what my thinking would be. Where is this here? So we see the rest of your deck, and then you wanna try and imagine like what your last couple turns are, right? So you know you have a remembrance with your you know how you have a remembrance with your scuba, and then so you have a loot whaler turn. You have a maybe like a double triple ley line rabble rigor turn, and then maybe you can even remembrance back the whaler. So I would try and there's no way to do it. Yeah, there's no way to do it to where you always rip the remembrance when you do your whaler turn. But the way I would try and manufacture this is so you arsenal your call, and then you can call swing whaler. So I would
if
yeah,
I
then if
remember
you
correctly, I took a gamble because in my head I'm like, this Back Alley's going to the bottom, Remembrance is going back into the deck. I'm going to shuffle. I have 2 hands left in deck. One of those hands is gonna have the Remembrance. I just have to hope the next one is the one that has it.
and even if it doesn't, you can. Oh, I guess you can't pitch much. But you have iron riches and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
how I would imagine this is you have a whaler turn, and then your whaler either can get remembrance back, or you remembrance back your you remembrance back 2 more ley
My
lines.
Prismatics, my Conks, my Rabbles.
Yeah, exactly. And then you push with that last rigor turn.
Because in my head, I'm like, I know you're just going to kill my whaler, but it's still going to take a decent chunk out of your life total.
Mm-hmm.
And
Also, if
with
you have
2 hands left in deck, oh, go ahead.
yeah, also if you have a rub and play here, you can just like pass and then you just rabble whaler next turn.
Yeah.
Which does more than calling. Like it would leak more.
Yeah, because it's a 14 instead of an 11.
Yeah.
An 11 is already hard enough for him to block.
Mm-hmm. So here you still have one more tip in deck, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is me being dumb again. I was like, let me just loot the hold rigger, and that was just objectively the wrong play.
Yeah, because it just doesn't do anything. It's good that you are already aware.
Yeah, that's one that, like I said, since I've been coaching with you, it's just like. So basically, the way I've been playing it in my head is like, if I make a line, I'm going to commit to the line. But the next turn, after I see my next hand, I'm like, what would this line have looked like had I not done what I just did?
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do that after every single turn
Yeah.
cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good way to. It's a good way to like just review, right?
Yeah, because Nats is my birthday. I would like to have a
Oh,
good
nice.
showing.
Good luck at Nats.
Yeah, I actually don't feel too bad about the CC portion. I think
Mhm.
what would probably kill me is the draft portion. And then I got lucky and drew the remembrance, and I was like, and then he
Oh
played
my!
Midas Touch, and I was like, oh, I think I can just kill you here.
Wait, what?
I was like, I have 8 gold
What
and
an
riches in hand. I'm
what
pretty sure
an
I could just kill you.
what an end to this game. Can you just draw your whole deck? I think you can just draw your whole deck.
That was the plan, yeah. I was looking for the second ley lines. So it's funny enough, the last 2 ley lines were the bottom 2 cards in the deck.
Wait, and
I was like, I don't think
you opted bottom.
No, I opted because I wanted to draw the murder travel because I needed a blue attack.
You already have a jittery bones in your Concast Go again, so you didn't need a blue attack.
I wanted to keep the jittery bones just in case they could block the 2 out, so that way they're guaranteed to die.
You don't have enough basically I'm assuming you spend all your resources here anyway, and so if you bottom also if you bottom the so if you said the prismatics were the bottom 2 cards of your deck, if you bottom this rabble, you know you're gonna draw on a prismatic, so then your turn here would be
There's a tipple on top of the deck.
Oh, okay. They're the bottom 2, but you have more cards. Okay.
There's 3 cards left in deck, and it's tipple, prismatic.
I see. Okay. So yeah, like this is, I guess, yeah, I would look at if this was enough, and it's probably enough. And yeah, so this is one more than the if you bottomed the rabble and drew a tipple.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just more.
And it's like Kong for 9. Can you live through this?
That's so funny.
Yeah, he played the Midas Touch. I was like, I think I just win the game here.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I was like, I don't even care about anything else. I think I just win on the spot. I think on this last turn, I think I probably actually remembrance a little too early. I think I should have waited 1 turn cycle to use remembrance to guarantee I would draw all 3 of the prismatics.
That's because you're not remembrancing back the whaler.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. There is a chance though that like if you you have cop, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, you can just wait.
Like, what if I just arsenal my card? Like, what if I just arsenal the A card I want and then just dig? Or like I dig till I find Conk, I arsenal Conk, and then I draw. Because I think Conk was like the 3rd or 4th card I draw, which means I now get to draw the 2 prismatics. So it's Murder Scrabble for what? 3, 6, 9, 12, and then Conk for another. Like, you're just dead.
Yeah. It's a lot harder for me to track on Talishar when I can't physically like lay out my deck with the cards, but it really like being cognizant of like exactly what cards are at the bottom, so you know, like just be able to track where everything is. It's so helpful in these end games. Especially with stuff like that, where like I know if I have 4 gold and I have 7 cards in deck, I know that I can pretty much see my whole deck because of the eye and the riches.
Yep.
Because they get the
And that was my thought process, but then I forgot that the Remembrance was going to shuffle 3 in. So I had 8 geld and I was counting 9 cards when I should have counted 8 gold for 12 cards.
yeah. And then, what did you remember back? It was like what conk double
2
leyland.
prismatics and a conch.
Okay, gotcha. And then you couldn't see all your cards because of the amount left in deck. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So um, this is a pretty good game. You get the
Yeah,
beat the Jarl without
I
compass.
felt good about this game for the most part, but I was like,
Yeah.
I know this somewhere I probably messed this game up.
Yeah.
And
So
again, we still won, but like,
yeah, just to
and I
like
feel good about the fact that I won.
exactly. So like just to put some more confidence in this matchup, right? It's like so we went through the whole game. There were a lot of spots that you could have improved and you still won. So like just to inspire some confidence in this, because some people are like, "Oh, compass gets blown up, you lose, whatever." I heard some of the
I
Jarls
like that
think
at
it's
first.
free, but like,
No, I heard that at first, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna prove y'all wrong. And I think since I started actively practicing the Yar matchup, I've lost twice when they blew up my compass, and both times were because I knew I played wrong. Like looking back
yeah,
at the game, I was like, yeah, I played this wrong. I burned my Mage Master boots for like no value back when I still
yeah,
played them. Like this was, I could have just done this better. And since I've been critical, I'm like, okay, what do we actually do? Like, what does the game look like without a compass? How does Gravy Bones play without his hero ability or without,
yeah.
you
I
know?
think
And
I think not having a compass really helps you be more intentional and like figure out like, okay, if I do this whole turn, will this actually do damage? Oh, it won't. Then I won't try. Like I won't burn
yeah, like
resources trying.
what's the point of me developing? It's like you said, like I think I played the first half of the game well. I think
Yes,
when I
yes,
started getting to the tip of the barkeeps, that's when I floundered.
yes,
But even then, that's just me changing my playstyle and saving the rum instead of burning them.
yeah,
And if I do that, I think I still win.
yeah. I think if you save the rum here, he's like dead. Like he's like -20 or something. I think if
Yeah, a
you
couple turns earlier. Like taking it's like the Dio or Vincent thing. Like sometimes you have to take an off turn and just like
yeah
set up, play the rum, do the thing, and then have the following turn. It's like, okay, here's my full
yeah
card hand and rum. What are you gonna do?
yeah, it's interesting. So like because you don't have a compass, you have to make these decisions. But sometimes in some spots in other fatigue matchups, you have your compass, and so you feel like you can attack, but really you should be doing the same thing and treating it as if you don't have a compass. Like
Mhm.
just play Rum's pass. Like even if you
Yeah,
could
just like the
swing,
barkeep pass turn.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's always entertaining to watch fatigue games. Fatigue is my favorite matchup as Gravy. Like,
Honestly, yeah, I used to hate playing fatigue. I still hate playing against Ira fatigue
mm,
specifically, but that's just I find that fear a little toxic as a fatigue deck. Thanks to the other fatigue decks, I've actually very much enjoyed them. And people are like, oh, fatigue's awful. I'm like, no, fatigue is it's complex, it's deep. You have to know how to play it. And I think knowing how to play into fatigue just makes you overall a better gravy player.
yeah, it makes you feel more in tune with your whole 60 cards. You have to
Yeah.
know how to use
You
all 60
feel what
cards.
every card is doing. You really feel
Yeah.
like, is this a good spot for this?
Mm-hmm. Uh, hmm, yeah, exactly. Um, okay, one thing, just because I didn't see it last time. Did you book me for 1 hour or two this time?
I just did one. I just did
Okay,
one. I thought about two, but I was like, I don't want to take up too much time.
you're good. You're good. Yeah. So we're done with this Jarl game. Anything else you want to talk about this Jarl game?
That's it. I just wanted the overview, like maybe because I after the game I was like, I won, but how could I have done this game better?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I know Jarl isn't necessarily meta, but this is an example of like where could I be doing things better? What
Yeah.
could this apply to in other matchups?
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's a good like framework for fatigue in general as Gravy, which is definitely one of the things that you wanna learn and get good at. Um.
Because my
Yeah.
next 4 weeks is basically just prepping for Cincinnati and then prepping for Nats.
Yeah. Hmm. And then yeah, I think we did get across like the point that I wanted to make the rum thing where like you you could have just played the rest of the game with a compass, right? Like with
Yeah,
a
I skip
compass and
like
you're
4 turns where I don't attack, but then the rest of the game I just have my compass back.
yeah, exactly, right? And then like I believe like that just makes it so much more clear how to play this matchup once you have that in your head, right?
Yeah, it's like
Uh
now I can think about it. Like, yeah, just wait till I have like 3, 4 runs and my compass is back for that many turns.
yeah, exactly. And then yeah. So that's we're good on Jarl. The Dory thing. So did you wanna so general thing about the Dory matchup. So I think it is unfavored, especially since sometimes they can just randomly fatigue you and you don't really know how to board. But like
I've
into
never
a
been fatigued
normal
by a dory. Hearing the dory can fatigue you is just like
yeah,
insane to me.
yeah, exactly, right. So I just assume they won't because of the Dawnblade demographic. I think they're very into the flavor of the weapon and the whole design. So they really don't. And they kind of don't need to, honestly. So in those games, how it ends up working out is the Dory. So this is the usual game flow of the game. Just to what I have in my head. So the Dory has to pay life in order to build counters.
Mhm.
And then so what happens is like Dory pays life. Um and then the Dory pays life builds counters, and then at some point you have to find a turn where you reset them. So Arsenal D
Yeah,
react,
base the mountain plus like a D reactive
yeah,
arsenal.
plus base, uh reset. And then at this point you should still be like decently ahead, like I would say like way ahead or decently ahead in life. You should be ahead in life
Yeah,
because
because Dory's like a ninja. She has a lot of, well, except that she has like a fridge. But if she wants to keep her full hand, and she usually does, she's not blocking you that often.
so yeah, so you should be ahead in life because it turns for horrible value, having to sink infinite damage into the ally, and then attacking you for yeah, sinking infinite damage into the ally, and you are still gravy bones with good rates. So she should be like pretty behind and behind on life. You reset her, and then you have to just do it again. So she has to pay life again to get counters again. And then by this point you should uh you should be presenting lethal soon or disruption to make counters easier to stop. That's about it. Like it's
Okay.
I'm not gonna act like this is like the secret and like you're gonna
Oh, it's
be
like Dory and
owning
Tilly are
the.
still extremely unfavored, but like there is a way to beat them.
But I will say Auxilio is like not extremely unfavored in my head anymore.
Really,
I think it's just like an unfavored coin flip. Like it feels like just
really.
non games back and forth. Like the sets I've jammed into Soyo. Like
That's
where
fair. Thinking back on it, the games where they don't high roll, you do feel at least close.
yeah. My game at Yokohama was super not close. Like he just got giga stomped. So yeah, I was like giving up value, but like whatever. Like it was such a non game. He just died. Um, non games back and forth. So I think
Sure,
if
I'd
he
like to.
yeah
Go ahead. I was gonna say I'd like to maybe see, like, maybe because I do want to do at least 1 or 2 more of these before Nats. So maybe if I could like have you coach me through an Acilio game, that
yeah
might help.
sure yeah sure, especially because some of those might be shorter. We could maybe even do two depending on how long your game is.
Yeah, because like I said, Acilio. Honestly, I know Dory isn't that big of a meta contender. I feel
Yeah
comfortable playing into everyone else. Acilio is like the one thing where I'm like, I don't know if I can beat this. Like, Agroblaze. I'm sure
yeah
in the community.
yeah.
He did a Talishar tournament, and I went undefeated. And I was like, yeah, see, this is why I
Oh
feel
nice.
comfortable in this deck. And then my deck kind of folded to Prism.
I see.
Well, okay, it's not because I didn't know how to play against Prism. My hand at one point was Conk, Prismatic, Prismatic, Prismatic.
Yeah that happens.
I played 3 allies from hand, 1 from Arsenal, and 1 from Grave to tell you how the game went.
Yeah, that happens with Gravy sometimes. It's
I was like, okay, I don't feel bad about this. We've been undefeated in Swiss, and then we lose one game because sometimes the deck doesn't function.
mhm.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's it for now. I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Yeah. Thank you again, Lilith. This was nice. Always fun chatting about gravy, especially
I do feel
fatigue.
like I'm getting better.
Yeah, I definitely see it as well. Like you played the as we talked about, like the first half of this game, you were playing very well, and then once we got into the like the Jarl unfamiliarity side, right? But it
Yeah.
goes to show that like your general gravy practices have been improving a lot.
Thank you. It's nice to feel that way.
Yeah, and I'll send these all to you again, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Good
You have a
luck.
good day.
Yeah, you too. Good luck on your good luck at Cincinnati and at Nets.
Oh, and I forgot. I want to peek you. So Vegas too.
Oh yeah, oh nice, right. See you in Vegas. Nice,
Have a good
congrats.
day.
Yeah, bye bye.
Thank